All right, here we are, period 6, looking at the global changes and realignment that's going to happen in this world. It's going to be amazing. Have your pens ready? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's begin. All right, first topic, 6.1. We're going to be looking at revolution, world wars, and Great Depression. All right, that'll be our subtopic under period 6, so 6.1. Here we go. Here's a summary for you. Because of, let's do this capitalized, because of European competition for colonies in Africa and India and Southeast Asia, the delicate balance of power that existed in Europe after the Congress of Vienna gradually eroded. European rivalries negotiated, check this out, new alliances that led to warfare, while conditions in Russia culminated in a new form of government. All right. Mexico underwent a liberal revolution, and Chinese dynastic rule, it ended with the fall of the Qing or Qing dynasty. The economic devastation of World War I led to global, can you guess? It led to global, depression. That's right. And extremism in the form of a new ideology called fascism. Okay. The conclusion of World War II brought the end of the union of European dominance and the rise of two superpowers. One of them is the United States, and the other is, you can say USSR or the Soviet Union. Very good, very good, very good. All right, now let's get into our first topic after our summary, and that's going to be talking about a revolution in Mexico, and then we'll talk about a revolution in China. So the year is 1876. Porfirio Diaz was elected president of Mexico. All right, for the next 35 years, he continued the economic growth of the role of his predecessor, the person before him, Benito Juarez, or Juarez. I'm not sure how I pronounce that, but here we go. Diaz encouraged foreign investment. He encouraged industries. He encouraged exports. In contrast to other Latin American countries such as Argentina and Brazil, Mexico was not the destination of many immigrants. Its population, therefore, was largely native. All right. Often economic growth, here's the problem, did not benefit the natives or the peasants and working classes. All right. Opponents of Diaz were, check this out, arrested or exiled, and election fraud was common. All right. That's a brief understanding of this Mexican Revolution, the last Mexican Revolution that actually brought some form of democracy in Mexico. Enjoy the video and you'll learn more about it. All right, that takes us to a revolution in China. The leaders of the movement that brought down the Qing dynasty were Western educated. That means they're from Europe or the United States, who wanted to model China's government along what they learned, Western lines. That's right. All right, the person to lead this Chinese revolution is Sun Yat-sen. Sun Yat-sen, One of the movement's chief leaders also intended to carry out reforms to benefit peasants and workers. Although they admired some aspects of the Western society, all right, which gave them this idea for the revolution, the revolutionaries envisioned a China free from foreign, look at this negative word about the Westerners, imperialists. Foreign imperialists. So they're going to try to remain a little bit more isolated. All right. So in 1911, okay, opposition to the Qing reliance on Western loans for railway improvements led to a final rebellion that toppled the Qing dynasty in 1912. Centuries of Chinese dynastic rule had come to an end. So, China will become a republic after this, led by Sun Yat-sen, causing the Qin dynasty to fall. Very good. Okay, very good. All right, I got another video for you. Enjoy that. Any questions about it, please ask me. Here we go. Here's a lot of stuff that you know now. Let's get the background of World War I. Three forces interacted to set the scene for World War I. All right, nationalism, which is an intense pride in one's nation and its people. And you have imperialism, the acquisition of, what are you acquiring? Colonies, that's right. Then you have militarism, which is the maintenance or the maintaining or keeping strong a military force or armies. That's right. Okay, those three forces will come together, and added to these three forces was a system of entangling alliances. That's right. They complicated international relations in the event of war. Now, the immediate cause of World War I was the assassination, and y'all know his name. Let's see if you can get it out there. Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophie in Sarajevo, Bosnia, by a, where's he from? A Serbian nationalist protesting against the Austrian annexation, that means taking, of Bosnia. Okay? In the aftermath of the assassination, Germany supported Austria in a declaration of war against Serbia. Okay? Serbia, a Slavic nation, was in turn linked to Russia's ethnic policies. And by the early 20th century, Russia has this policy called, check this out, this is kind of a cool word, Russification, or insistence, on the acceptance of Russian culture by its various ethnic groups, and broadened into a, check this out, a pan-Slavic movement that was designed to bring all Slavic nations into a commonwealth with Russia at its head. Russia therefore began to mobilize its troops in defense of Serbia. That's right. Very good, very good. All right. Within a few weeks after the assassination at Sarajevo, the system of European alliances, acted like dominoes, they started falling, had brought into the world war two alliances facing off against each other. You have first the bad guys. We have the Central Powers. Okay, I spelled that wrong. That's all right. Let me fix it up. Central Powers. And they were basically made up of Germany, Austria-Hungary, the Ottoman Empire, and Bulgaria. And then this is the other alliance. You have the Triple Entente, or the Allied Powers. That's right. Of Great Britain, France, Russia, Italy, Japan, and later the good old USA. All right. Also, British Commonwealth members, we have Canada, Australia, and y'all know about them at Gallipoli, and New Zealand's, all right, took an active part fighting on the Allied side. Okay, the year now is that big year when a lot of things happened. 1917, China also declared war on Germany. Subject peoples of Europe's colonies in Asia and Africa participated in the war as combatants and support personnel. Many colonial peoples hoped to be granted independence as a result of their war efforts. Throughout the early war years, the United States government sold arms to the Allies, while U.S. bankers lent money, money, all right, to Allied nations. And in y'all know this year, 17, the United States was drawn into World War I by two big events. There was basically three, but here's the two events. All right, you have Germany's declaration of unrestricted submarine, that's right, warfare, and Great Britain's interception of that note. We call it the Zimmerman telegram or the Zimmerman note. The telegram or note proposed that if Mexico would enter the war as an ally of Germany, the German government would assist Mexico to recover the territory it had lost to the United States as a result of the Mexican War. U.S. entry into World War I provided the Allies with additional supplies and freshly trained troops, two factors that helped turn the tide of war in favor of the Allies, or the Allied powers. Very good. All right, we're going to pause right there. Hope you guys are keeping up. Go get your projects done. All right, keep up the good work. The countdown's on.